everybody to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I'm your host, DBoss. And today I'm asking people to support the people that come on. You know, if you need any type of advice or you need any coaching, you need to add a little bit of sparkle and in your life. But, you know, today I got a very special guest and she came back again so she could talk to y'all out there because, you know, this is what we do. So with no other further ado, I'm going to introduce to you, she's called the Real Sparkle Diva, aka Michele Holung. She's a coach. She's an author of Sparkle and Shine. And if you guys didn't see the episode before, I encourage you guys to go back. And if you can't see it on the TV, you can go to my YouTube channel, DBoss Networks, and you can go see it there. So anyways, I'm going to talk to us about a couple things, and she's going to be giving away a few free things so you could join her. So with no other further ado, I introduce to you Real Sparkle Diva.
DBoss, I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. I love your introduction with the sparkle, right? There's everything about sparkle, right? Gets us feeling light and bright and with a hop to the skip and smiles to the lips. And I'm just so happy to be here with you and your viewers. Thank you for having me on the show.
That's no problem. And we got two other special guests, but they're going to be coming up momentarily. We got KATHRYN SORAIZ. If I say her name right, if I say her incorrect, she can tell me. She can correct me when she gets it. And then I also have, she's from the Sage, right? She does the sleep sage. I like sage, so what she does the sleep stage. So she runs that. So then we also got DOREL SAMOILA. He's from World Financial Group, and he's an advisor. So he can advise, you know, I know you guys are seeing this from all over and from everywhere. So, you know, it'd be good to get, you know, he can advise you on anything, and we'll get to talk and get to know him right a bit. But first of all, we got to reintroduce the Real Sparkle Diva, which is aka Michele Holung. And I'm going to get her because she didn't even put that in on her name tag, people, but that's okay. That's okay. So Michele, can you just briefly tell everybody what's your cultural background and where you come from?
Okay, so I'm Jamaican Chinese, born in Jamaica, and then I moved to Canada. And the thing about it is everybody thinks, well, you know, maybe I was born with a silver spoon, but I wasn't. I actually have a picture of me in a little aluminum thing looking like I was going to take a bath. And as I was telling people last week, there is an outhouse that my grandparents had outside their shop and their home because we didn't have a flush toilet inside. So we did have running water, though. That's a correction. Anyways, what happened is I moved to Canada, and as I said before, I learned that everybody wanted Canadian experience, and me being the stubborn person I said, well, how am I going to get it if I don't, you know, if you don't give me some, right? Because you can't just grow it. So I learned a lot of things along the way. I got a company ISO 9001 certified in less than a year, or just about a year, when it takes a team of engineers about 2 years to do that. And the way I did it was getting a lot of process out there, staying focused, and learning how to tame the gremlins, because I had a lot of stuff. I was raising 3 kids, you know, my husband was there too, but you know, the mommy is a super mom and everything. So I had to deal with all of that stuff at the same time. And what I did is I put together a whole bunch of things as I went, had a spiritual journey of healing because of a ski accident I had. Then I found myself on a spiritual path, and I learned a lot of healing modalities. And in that process, I was told actually that I had my own gift of healing, and I needed to do God's work. I needed to help people. I needed to get out there. But fact of the matter is I had a corporate background. So the woo-woo stuff kept me away from really telling people up till now. I told you last time, that I was surprised. I was telling people I do that healing aspect, which I call Sparkle, aka Sparkle, right? So, anyways, if they
Okay,
want to catch up on the
so
rest, they
you're
can
the
catch up on the
author,
others.
and if they want to see the whole thing, people, I'm sorry you missed it, but she's got some free stuff to tell us here, and she's got 2 people that's going to give her some real testimonials about it. So now you wrote Sparkle and Shine. So
Yes,
tell
I
us the
did.
concept behind
So the concept behind Sparkle and Shine, there was a message inside that I want to get out to help people help themselves. Because in this journey I've had, there were things I figured out, things that came to me, and I have this ability to convey messages in my drawings, in my paintings. There's energies in there as well. So I put together a book that has all aspects kind of you getting to your dreams and your goals. And what is in there is purpose, how to find your, what's in it for you, to communicate clearly, to use more effectively the law of attraction. It talks about questioning skills, about putting your health first, as well as how do you how do you look after the processes in your home and in your business so you can get there. So it's a whole set of tools and steps and thinking from people who added their nuggets of wisdom to the book. And it's only 100 pages, but it covers a lot of stuff.
it? Well, everybody, a lot of people say that if you get things done in 100 pages, then you should be able to get the point across. That way, it drives business to you, right? So
Well, the
tell us
thing is,
about
tell us
yes,
about what?
tell
Sorry.
us about the sparkle effect, and how you help people.
So the sparkle effect, really, it's just connecting with the matrix, if you will. And I just tune into the person. People say to me all the time, well, can you see me? Or I don't do it that way. So mine is just a knowing, and it's just a connecting with the essence of the person. And from there, it's about what is that person willing to allow to be released and to clear. And I can't explain it any clearer than that. It's a connection, and it's not where I can see what someone and their life. It's not like that. It's just a knowing. And
Okay,
when
great.
I
So you're helping people,
yes.
and you like to help people because that's your passion. So you have 3 things which you're going to tell the people, or you're not going to tell them. You're just going to give
Well,
a
I
hint.
won't tell them this. That's one of the gifts of
I
because
was
I'm
trying
gonna
to I was trying to trick her people to find out
because what I
if she would,
share is
as if she
I'm
would tell us something a little bit, but I was just the dialogue. So of course you're gonna have to get the book,
and
Sparkle and
then
Shine.
I will give a link. They can email me, or I'll give a gifts. There's a gifts thing there, and I'll put the link on later, and
Okay,
it will lead them to a sign up for a free workshop that I'm going to cover 3 steps, or not 3 steps, 3 tools that anyone can use that are simple, that you can get yourself from this stress and overwhelm to
mhm,
feeling more centered and grounded and in control of what you want to do and go where you want to go.
okay. So before we're gonna backtrack just 1 second.
Okay.
So where did you get the name Real Sparkle Diva, and tell people what it means?
Okay, so real means radiant, empowered, aligned, leader. And where it came from was because I wanted to help people who are striving to help others. People with heart, people with a lot of give inside. They just want to, like me, help others in their own way. So the RAIL is really the acronym for Radiant Empowered Aligned Leader. And then the sparkle adds that little bit of oomph, or that fuel, so that they can get to where they want to go to with, successfully too, because the book has the details. But if you want to get that rocket fuel, then the connection with me is actually pretty cool.
Okay, so when they get the diva, of course the diva, and she like, hey, and she likes to do
She got the
dancing.
moves, right? The moves
She
is
likes
what the
to
diva is
dance.
about. Yeah, the
The
BTS,
dancing.
the
She
Korean
loves
boy band.
she loves to draw. She loves to do art, because you have I'm just letting people know out there that the real Sparkle Diva, she does a lot of stuff. So She does her own paintings that can help you, and we have people that are going to attest to it in a minute. Just hold on. Everybody hold your horses. And then you have, and she draws her own stuff. So, and she actually has a studio, right?
Yes, yes. An art studio in an art gallery.
Mm-hmm. And they're nice, and they're nice stuff. Do you have some examples in the book or no?
There are black and white
Okay,
paintings
so
in
you have
there.
the colored ones.
Yes, but if they go at Sparkle, you're all on Instagram, they will see a lot of my paintings on there.
And these are not just paintings, people. These are paintings that can actually heal, right?
Well, they shift your space and they shift you.
Well,
So
she got to tell us because you're the expert, you're the coach on this. I'm just going by what information, because once people see that, they have to understand, Michelle, what you really do. So so the people can get into, okay, well, what does she do?
right, because I shared the story last time about this lady who came into my studio, and I came into the studio and I saw her looking at this little 4 by 4 inch painting, and she's going, I don't like green, but I want to go to work. And it was wintertime, like now, snow, late at night, black. And it was a Thursday night, close to the weekend. And I'm going, wait a second, do you paint just like I do? And she said, no, she's a financial planner. I'm going, okay, so tell me something. Why is it that you want to go to work? And she said to me, you don't understand. I have not felt like working for months, and I'm holding this painting and I want to go to work now. And then after that, she bought that painting and she bought another green painting that she said she wasn't going to
doesn't like
show
the color
anybody.
green, but she bought the
Right,
green.
right. And then the next night, about 11 p.m. at night, she sent me this little painting with all these big, her certificates and this big scroll with a Chinese painting on it on a green wall. So
And she doesn't like the color green, though.
she doesn't like the color green. No.
But I guess that's what jumped out to her.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're doing healing. So we're going to bring on somebody that you've actually worked with for for a number of years, and she's going to tell us a little bit. First, she's going to tell us a little bit what she does, and then we can get into what you did for her. And people, you just stay into this because this is something powerful here. So if you all will miss it if you don't really hear it. Okay. All right. So no further ado, we're bringing on KATHRYN.
And I want to tell KATHRYN, SORAIZ, and DOREL SAMOILA, thank you. I appreciate them stepping out too, because it is different.
Yeah, it's a different thing, but you know what? That's okay, because it's difference is what makes people get in tune to different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got here KATHRYN SORAIZ. Hold on. There she is.
Hi
there you are. Hi.
Hi, DBoss. Hi, Michelle.
You look good, man. Your lipstick's going. Everything's going. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, DBoss, thank you for having Michelle. She has been such a treasure trove in my life. My name's KATHRYN SORAIZ. I'm also known as the Sleep Sage, and my vision is to reconnect everyone in the world with their deep sleeper within. Now, Michelle, she's helped.
Some people don't like sage. We'd like KATHRYN. I'm just asking something. Hold on. I know you want to get to the testimony, but we like sage. Get a lot of people that don't like. She's looking at me. All right. And can you tell everybody your background?
Sorry, I'm sorry you froze. I wasn't able to hear. I apologize.
Oh, okay. It's okay. So everybody, a lot of people don't like sage, I was saying, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. So the sleep sage. Go ahead. Please,
right.
Go ahead.
So can you tell everybody where do you come from? What's your cultural background? Everybody at Real Life Matters likes to know that.
I'm Mexican, Mexican American. I'm here in Texas, the third coast in the United States. And Michelle is in Canada. We met online. And actually, that's not true. We were in a meeting. We met in person first, and then we've kept in touch through Zoom.
Okay, so what has she done for you through her sparkle and shine effect?
So she has helped me challenge, pardon me, challenge my limiting beliefs that I put in place both in the areas of health and my expertise. So, for instance, this past spring, I had dislocated my shoulder. Now, it's happened before, and this time it actually happened twice. It happened, I was healing up, and it slipped out again. And like I say, it wasn't my first times. I know the ligaments and the tissues were compromised, and so I wear a sling to support the shoulder. Work with my doctors, physical therapists, and but we're on Zoom meetings. And I figure they don't need to ask, people don't need to know there's a problem with my shoulder again. So what I do is put my forearm down on the keyboard tray, take the sling off, and just support it to keep my shoulder in place. Well, on a meeting that Michelle was on, she noticed me wincing. And when that happened, she messaged me privately and asked if we could talk. And we got on Zoom later. She asked what was going on, and I told her about the shoulder, and she asked if she could work with me. Now, like I said, Michelle is up in Canada. I'm in Texas. We live over 2,000 miles away. And I was thinking, well, how is this going to work? Like, I don't think that this is going to be possible. Michelle can be a little persistent. If she knows she's right, she knows she's right. Let's just put it that way. And I'm so glad that she gave me the chance to work with her. And so we worked together. And when we did on that meeting, I couldn't even raise up my arm. I was in a lot of pain. And even though I help people get to sleep, I couldn't sleep. I was just too uncomfortable. And in that one session, she helped me find relief. It was absolutely incredible. And I want to just pause, and I really want people to hear me, because Michelle is not a licensed healthcare practitioner. She does not diagnose, treat, or heal anybody. Here's what she did. She helped me by getting my mind and my body to work together. And that was how she was able to help me see my shoulder, the ligaments and the tissues that I was thinking of as being so weak, to see them as strong and capable, and really gripping around my shoulders and supporting it, holding it in place. And it worked. It actually worked. And where I was thinking, well, this is great, and this is going to help my shoulder heal, until the next time it pops out, she was like, no, 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 no. She was adamant, continued telling me to continue to visualize and see my body holding my shoulder safely, securely. And I have, and the rest is just history. My shoulder hasn't been a problem since that night, that one time. But that wasn't the only
Well,
time she
people,
worked
this
with me.
is actual testimony. You didn't hear Michelle say anything.
She actually
She's there.
she could actually move she could actually move her shoulder and had no pain right as we were before the call ended.
Exactly. So when I started the call without the sling, I had to support my arm if it wasn't in a sling so that my shoulder wouldn't slip, because I've had dislocated shoulders quite a bit for now, goodness, almost 27 years on and off, multiple times. And so when we finished up that call, I was going up. I could put my shoulder up in the air. I could go out to the side. It was
Like you're doing right
dramatic.
now.
It was dramatic. It really was. Yeah. So she also helped me with something else. Um, I've had over 20 TBIs, that's head injuries. And I saw myself, I considered myself to have a really big speech impediment. I would often see words in my head, but they wouldn't come out of my mouth. And she helped me to see my pattern of speech as something unique to me, something that potentially could even benefit the audience that I was addressing. Um, it was I was really self-conscious about it before she spoke with me, before she worked with me. I've just loved working with Michelle, having her as my coach, having her sparkle me. And Michelle, it's just been incredible, and I want to thank you.
So you're more confident now,
I am
KATHRYN,
much more, yes, much
and
more
you're still
confident now.
working. You're still going through some little sessions, so you're sort of like a work in progress, correct?
I am. Yes, absolutely. So there's still work with doctors and neurologists and physical therapists of different forms, different sorts. And so yes, I'm absolutely a work in progress. And I feel more at peace inside myself.
And you're also in my
Well,
coaching
Michelle,
program,
you
my
want to add
membership
anything to
program.
her?
Yeah, she's also in my new membership, my new program where I'm teaching people what the things that are in my book in more detail
Yes,
in Sparkle and Shine, because it goes much deeper than what I can cover in the book.
exactly. So I can
Okay.
learn to sparkle myself. Yes.
So you've been following the concepts and the stuff that's coming from the Sparkle and Shine book, right? And also from the sessions that you have in addition to the book, correct? Which are
Hmm.
not in the book.
Correct. And it's not that we've worked together so often. We really haven't, and it's very and they're quick sessions. It's just a very powerful modality.
Mm.
She's very skillful.
And you're in the membership program that
And
she
I
has.
am in the membership program. We only just started it. We're on module 1, and so there's a lot more to learn.
Okay, so which workshop are you in? Or Michelle wants to say a little bit about the first one.
KATHRYN can
Michelle,
go.
do you want to?
You
Well,
go ahead.
on module 1, we're learning about flow charting and mind maps to help us to really process and think through all the different parts of what it is that we're working on, so that we can see the project both at the overview level as well as the granular level, so that we don't miss a thing.
And that's Michelle, and that's how to be a CEO of you.
Yes. So the whole
Yes.
thing is about being CEO of you, and being CEO of you is not just about the mental and about controlling, your business. It's about you. It's about how do you be when everything is going crazy, when situations are coming at you. How do you, in all of that, stay you without getting into the emotional drama, without reacting, even though it's hurtful maybe, or it's painful. How do you maintain you like a duck with water falling on its back, so everything comes on, it goes off, and you can process it and take the actions necessary, fully in control without the pull of emotion? That's what I mean when I talk about being CEO of you, and that includes controlling your body, perhaps,
Okay.
maybe. So
Your
how do
body, how you
you
react to certain things, how you receive certain things,
know how
how
your body actually works? How your
okay,
body
your body.
actually works? Because
Okay.
I tell a story in my book about me deciding that my body would feel nothing more than 75 degrees, because I'd get very scowly faced when it got over that, and I was hot, and I would not recognize myself. And before I did what I did, I didn't like how I was reacting. And after I did that, it was like a decision. I no longer feel, or my body doesn't even react. It doesn't even perspire. It just stays perfectly fine at 75 degrees, even though it's 100 degrees outside or where I am at. So I
Okay.
believe that everybody has that power within them. We just have to get through the things that tell us that we can't do it. We have
Okay,
to
like
get
for
through.
instance, there was an example that you talked to me off air, and you said that people said they have to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yes. Never.
And if they don't go to bed at 9 o'clock, then there's a problem.
Yeah, they can't function. So that's what we tell ourselves all the times, and some people more than others. And then, mind you, KATHRYN likes people to have 8 hours sleep, but I can't tell you when last
Oh,
I've
you're
had
one of
that.
the people. Oh, KATHRYN, I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. I
Oh my
believe
God.
I
No,
believe
I
everybody
was just
has
bringing
their
out
own
an
set
example.
point. No worries, no worries. I believe everyone has their own set point, and
Okay. Okay.
everyone's opinion. What works? I mean, what Michelle does works for her.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel bad, Michelle. I said Michelle, but I didn't. You see,
no,
well, you know that this is a real interview. This is real life matters. People would do this, and I
absolutely.
didn't even know. I just took an example out and
It's
just.
okay. KATHRYN was dead set too that everybody
Wait,
needed
She wants to go to
8 hours
bed at
sleep.
9 o'clock. That's her business.
no worries. No worries at all. And if I may say, what Michelle was talking about beforehand, about allowing her body to remain at the same temperature despite the environment that she's in. I have personally seen her just within this last week walking outside without a coat in -20-degree weather, talking to me
Very
because
brave.
and as though nothing, it was nothing. She didn't notice it because she needed to get something that was outside. Well, how was she going to do it if she didn't go outside to get it? Okay,
It's true.
that's fine. You go, girl.
Well, KATHRYN, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. And one of the testimonies, and talking to you, and seeing that what Michelle does really works. So, and we're not saying that she's not a doctor, like you said, stuff like that. So if people need help, or they're going to get surgery, or they're going through some post-traumatic stress or something like that, they can go to Michelle to help them, to see if they can help them. But like, people do come into the program, but it's very selective, right? She has a little bit of a selection process.
Well, my
So
selection process is really that I want to work with people who care a bit about other people, and they're not just about the money and just not selfish. You know what I'm saying? And they know they have to
okay,
work. It's not something where you get it handed and there's no work. You have to
you
do
put
the
in your
effort.
school.
You have to make the effort to improve yourself and keep moving and keep growing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
KATHRYN, it's been a pleasure, talking to you. And she's all the way in Texas, people. So
Yes.
and she
It's a
probably enjoyed more
pleasure,
than we
DBoss
are
and
here.
Michelle.
Okay. And we're gonna bring out and we're
Yeah.
gonna bring out so thank you, KATHRYN, for your testimony. I really thank you, appreciate. So we're gonna bring on your next one. So
Yes,
thank you.
Dorel. Thanks, KATHRYN.
Yes. Bye. All right. well, we got the next one, which is a big part of Michele's brand and her everything that she does, and he's one of her sponsors, and she's also a client, and he does a lot of stuff with Michele. He's been working with her for a while also, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what he does. So with no other further ado, I introduce to you DOREL SAMOILA of World Financial Group, which he is an advisor.
Hey, Dorel.
Hello, ladies.
Don't look so happy to see us, God.
What? I've been listening to the show backstage, and you all are just like my kind of people, all happy and smiling. How can I not look happy?
All right, DOREL. Well, you're under the thing. So can you tell us a bit of background where you come from?
Earth.
Well, I thought you were going to say your mother or something, but
that's somewhere along the list. So I've lived in Canada for close to 30 years. I was born in Romania, and we moved here when I was 10 years old, and lived in Vancouver for probably close to 10 years. And then I moved out to Edmonton, and here I settled, and I've developed a life for myself and my family. I've been an advisor for close to 20 years, September 3rd, 2003. So it's catching up real fast. And, in the meantime, I've owned and operated close to 21 businesses, managed and helped people do all sorts of things in business. And, I've always noticed that we all want this thing coming out the other end, money. So
everybody likes that.
You're right on that. So what I noticed is over the years, many people that I've worked with know how to make it and know how to spend it. And if you got a family, you don't need any help with the second one. They're constantly trying to help you spend it. So there's a gap in the middle somewhere, and it's called keeping it. How do we keep more of this stuff? So basically what I do is I show people how money works, the input, the keeping, and the output, and how to keep more of it. That's my jam. That's what I do. That's what I play with.
So do you have a lot of big corporate end clients, or do you deal with individuals, or deal with everybody?
So my focus right now is actually on what is known as a corporate extraction strategy, where I help business owners take money out of their companies in a tax efficient way. And then the other one is the really big.
Well, I guess now it's going to be RSP season. So for you,
it's coming. It's coming. So the other one is I found there's a very big hole in this space, specifically with retirees and with them understanding how money works. What they got investments, they got all sorts of stuff, but they haven't been getting a lot of knowledge about how it works. So by helping them understand that stuff, it's very easy to do business with us, because you know what? It's how many people have we done business with before, and we bought all this stuff, but do we really know what we bought, what we're paying for, and what we got?
Mm-hmm. So you're a one-on-one specialty guy. So what can you tell us? I know Michele, but it's all gonna tie in. What can you tell us about something you could give the tip to the people at Real Life Matters that comes directly from DOREL?
Okay. So to be very specific, there is one skill that we should all get good at, and that is communication. I don't care what industry you're in, what do you do, what do you buy, what do you sell. Being good at communication will help you with your family, will help you with your friends, will help you with your finances. And by the way, read the things you sign. If you're signing on it, you should probably read it. Not just like we all do it. I mean, I'm not saying we're perfect, but we scroll past the 20-something pages of agreements on one of these apps, and then I agree. Like, really, do we know what we're agreeing to? So read that stuff. You'll be surprised what you're signing.
Or they'll come ask you if they should sign it.
Hey, that's a big one right there.
Look, Michelle's laughing at me. Michelle's sitting there going, oops. I tell you. So I know sometimes, okay, you being an advisor, and sometimes you get a little bit of these people, oh God, I want to talk to him. What to talk to him for? And this is real life matters. This is real talk. So so when you face those challenges, with people doing that, so what makes you stand out from above the crowd that they should come and talk to you?
Thank you for bringing up that question. I think it's very important that we deal with specialists. For example, if you, I love my mom. I'm going to tell you all I love my mom. I have a great relationship with her, but I would not call her if I needed some open heart surgery. I would not be, hey mom, I love you. Let me just crack open my chest over here. Can you fix the left ventricle on the right side of the heart? No, it doesn't work that way. We want someone that's got specialized knowledge and experience and is confident of what they're doing to work with us in that area. So that's what I do. We've all got specialty and experience and skills in our specific areas. I'm not trying to be a professional in everything. I got my lane that I'm a professional in. So does Michelle. So do you. And I don't pretend to be anything but what I am. So when working with someone, find out that they are a professional and make sure that you want to have a long-term relationship with these people. When working with specifically a financial professional, you don't want to do something for 1 year, one time, one transaction, one action. This is a long-term relationship. And typically I like relationships in the 10 to 50 year kind. So that's what I look forward to.
And what's another tip? What do you tell your team to make them stand above the crowd?
Okay.
Michelle didn't prepare you for this one.
No, I can see where you're going with this. So the answer is focus on education and improvement. The things that everything's changing so fast these days, and what was good yesterday is not necessarily good today anymore. So by the team that I work with, focusing on education and constantly keeping our skills and experiences up, it's so much easier to see the changes that are coming and the turns where you see the signs on the side of the road, the turns that are coming. It says, oh, slow left turn ahead, quick right turn, all this stuff. This is what we look for. And when you're constantly learning, you don't know everything because you're constantly learning and on that path to development. So always be developing. That's my thing. 1% improvement every day. That's what I aim for.
Okay.
By the way, DOREL is not
Michelle.
I just want to say one thing, DBoss. DOREL is also, doesn't say it, but he's a he's still currently, but he's a robotics engineer turned advisor. So he has some, we're actually working on a design project.
I didn't want to say that. He probably didn't want to say that. So, but it's okay.
I let the cat out of the bag, right?
Well, the thing is, I still use a lot of the skill sets that I've learned from that previous career in my current career. And the biggest one, I'll tell you all a secret that I use every single day. The biggest one is actually troubleshooting. Figuring out exactly what the problem is, not just guessing. Because if you're guessing at fixing someone's problem, you're going to take a long time and you're going to waste a lot of resources and do a lot of bad things that are not necessary and inefficient actions. But if you know exactly what you're working on, what to do about it, and how to diagnose what the actual problem is, you're going to save yourself, your client, your friend, a lot of time and energy.
Okay. So tell us how the real Sparkle Diva enlighten your life.
Okay, so
in your business.
As you all already know, I'm in the numbers business. So I'm gonna shout out some numbers, and then I'm gonna explain how I got to those numbers. So by working with Michelle, year over year, 2.2 times in business income. So income went up 2.2 times. And hiring numbers, which are very important to us, because I'm always looking for professionals that are have experience and are good with clients and have high ethical standards. So that went up 2.5 times. Now, how did I get those numbers? That's year over year numbers. Now, how did I get those numbers? Is I went to an art show one time. I met this beautiful lady, and I went to an art show, and I'm like, I really like your art, and I have a lot of empty wall space in my office, and I invited her to put some of her art in my office, to show to clients and to other people that I'm working with, and that's how our relationship started. And then about 4 or 5 months later, she calls me and she's like, "Hey, DOREL, I'm ready to sell my art, and I need it back." And I'm like, okay. So she comes back and takes her art, and now all of a sudden my office is empty, and like the energy just like nosedived out of there. And I'm like, what happened? It was so vibrant and
well, that's why you don't have anything behind you.
Well, this is actually my home office right now, so it's in the process of getting updated.
Oh,
and
okay.
I picked the area where it's kind of quiet, and it won't be a lot of distractions. So then I met up with Michelle after that, and I told her my experience, and I commissioned her to paint a piece for me, but something very specific, to the tune of, I want to help me with my business, in closing business, in doing clients, and in hiring and training and doing all that stuff. I want something to help me with that. So I commissioned her to build me a custom painting for that purpose. Now, having had her pieces in my office before, I know what I wanted, and what I got was better than what I wanted. You have a certain expectation, and then it's like better than that. It's like, yeah, it's even better. So, I mean, the result was pretty instant. It was like 30% increase in the first month. So I don't know if that means anything to you all, but I'm not allowed to talk about the real numbers because, we're on international TV and all sorts of complicated things. But that like 30% increase in a month.
But a 30% increase
in 1 month. That's some juicy numbers for me anyways, but we're talking 220% in a year. Mm-hmm. So that's a big deal. And so I commissioned her to do this piece, and then she brought it over to my office and hand delivered it. And I'm like, ooh, I like this already. And then she showed it to me, and then she not only showed it to me, but like showed it to me that it not only has one frame, not one picture, but it actually 8 pictures in one. I'm like, what do you mean? It's one picture. What do you mean 8 pictures in one? So as you rotate it and clock it every 45 degrees in this thing, it literally displays a different image. And I get a different result in my life and in my business every single time I do this. So about once a month, or sometimes a little bit less often, I turn the picture 45 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever I feel like that day. And, we've been working together for close to 4 years now. I'm a sponsor of her book, and I've commissioned her artwork, and I truly believe in the results. Like, to me, results matter. So I believe in results. Like, there's a lot of wishy-washy things out there, and that can't exactly deliver on the promises that they make. And I like doing business with people that I believe, like, and trust, that can deliver on the promises. That's a big one for me.
Okay. All right. So Michelle, I'm telling you, the time went quick. But anyways, we bring your, and I'm going to try to see get KATHRYN. What you think? Every testaments. Here's KATHRYN. She's back in.
Yeah.
Hi, she's back. So we got your testament. So tell us about now what you're offering to the people that's free, the free things. Just just to see if they like it and stuff like that. That's what it's about, right?
Right. So
You
there's
there?
a booklet that they can download from my from the that this link here. If they put that in the URL, this actually, where is it?
Okay.
mentormem.com gifts /gifts, and they can download it. What is also in there is a sign up page, so they get a free account into the Real Success Library. And there will be other gifts they can get access to in there as well. So those are surprises, but for sure, the 4 keys to be CEO of you provides them with a little workbook that if they use that in a journal, it will help them to become more self aware and to be able to control what is happening in their lives to them and change how they're speaking to themselves. So that is pretty powerful.
Okay.
And DOREL
So
actually,
is it one-on-one? Is it a one? Okay.
sorry, what is that? I didn't
No,
get
is
your
it a
question.
one-on-one consultation? No, is it a one-on-one consultation that people get, or is it a group session
Well, for the
when
sign
they
up
sign up?
for the workshop I mentioned earlier in this interview, right? That
Yeah.
is going to be a group session, and it will be on Zoom, but I will be there live, so they can ask me questions at the end of it. Any question they want, and I will be there live for them as long as somebody has a question. So that's where I'll be covering the 3 tools, proven simple tools that they can use to get them from being stressed and get from cobwebs to clarity, that kind of feeling. So that link will be in there, and then if they want to additionally sign up to get they see what's in the library that's available to them, because I will be putting things from time to time in that library. And it might be, who knows, it could be a painting, it could be cards, it could be some quotes, it could be other tools that will help them, and that will be there in that library, because I'll add to it and there are already a few things in there. There's also a meditation in there, a guided meditation that I did a while ago, that is to help them to define and visualize and work through their utopia, their paradise. But DOREL also here, I mean, I might
Okay.
actually
So
put in the first 2 chapters of my book in there as a freebie too as well, because DOREL moves around with a copy of the book in his briefcase. He's the person who I mentioned last interview.
So
okay.
I want to say something about the book, and particularly what it means to me. To me, it's basically an instruction manual to manifestation. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it's the process of understanding how things work, how they go from thought to idea to feeling to action to result. And if anybody's interested in understanding that process and deep diving into it, the book is a great place to start. It'll basically outline all of the steps involved. Working with Michelle, on the other hand, is like having a parent handhold you through every single one of the steps. So that's the difference that I found. And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I decided to sponsor the book, because what it did for me is basically put about 10, 12 books together, but without the 3,000 pages. I don't know if you've all read the average personal development book is in the 300 pages category. And most of it is a whole bunch of fluff that is not really necessary for the process. And I'm a straight to the point kind of guy. Like, do this many times and you get this result. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Let's do it, right? So quickly you're gonna go around. So KATHRYN, is there any shout outs that you want to give to people, and where can people find you?
Yeah, you can reach me over at KATHRYN at thesleepsage.com. And I look forward to talking with you some more.
Yes. Okay. And Dorel.
So first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. I've actually heard your podcast several times. I never thought it was this entertaining to be on your show than to listen to it. So thank you for that. And if anybody wants to connect, I'm available on Instagram at Digital DOREL. And every other handle is on the same handle as that on every other platform. So thank you for having me on your show, and congratulations, Michelle and KATHRYN and DBoss. And I look forward to another couple of million subscribers for you all.
All right. So Michelle, any last shout outs or tell everybody while you just
I just want to say thank you to DOREL and KATHRYN for sharing their experience. I didn't hear some of this before, so and to you also for being a great hostess and the opportunity. And I'd like to also say that I appreciate Faith, who is one of my sponsors. She has Alberta Injury Network, Injury Management in Edmonton. Faith Grant, and she is an amazing physiotherapist. She gave me shockwave therapy for one of my problems with my arm, and she was laughing because she says everybody says turn it down, they stop, and I'm saying crank it up because I also have a very high pain threshold. And she was going, like who knew? I'm laughing and giggling, and everybody's going stop.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and of course, it's not going to be the last time you're coming on, Michelle. She's going to come and talk and give little nuggets.
If everybody is open and they send you comments, DBoss, and they said they want a sparkle and they're open to it. If enough people say they're open to it in your comments on your YouTube channel or wherever you post, I will consider doing and then they can see if it works or not, because I know it works online, offline, in person, on TV, wherever it is.
All right. Well, y'all stick around. I'm just going to close off here. So I do want to thank you, KATHRYN, DOREL, Michelle. You guys follow them. If you need any questions, answer them. Also sign up for the class. You're getting some free stuff, which I can't give you all the answer, but she does have some gifts that Michelle told you about. So, as I tell you, we're big supporters out there. So you guys go. So it doesn't matter where you are. She can go on Zoom or whatever. I'm in England. Well, it doesn't matter. She'll make the time out for you to do that. So, I do want to thank
I don't sleep regular hours, so
she's a night owl. She stays up all the time. So anyways, I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in to Real Life Matters. So everybody, bye for now.